I'm going to be speaking at the Blogger and Vlogger Network on June 17th at noon. And in order to get ready for that, I'm getting some videos and pictures and things ready before that date comes up. One of the big things that I think you need is some way to organize what you do when you get Blogger copies, what you do with them in your folder, and kind of your process for doing that. So I'm just simply going to share mine. In this video, you're going to learn the 4 key principles to organize Blogger copies, and therefore an organized blogger. Open and sort your Blogger copies. Do that often. Number 2, keep your Blogger folders organized inside your inventory. 3, organize Blogger copies in a spreadsheet. Number 4, you need an organized way to check for your monthly Blogger requirement numbers that you have agreed to do. I've got 4 things to open here. Kunglers, Encore, Adam and Eve, and Blueberry. And so I'm going to drag these all to the ground, open them up. They're in my objects folder. So this is where everything from blogging goes. When you get Blogger copies, they all go into your objects folder unless somebody sends you like a folder. And usually like that happens when somebody's sending me a folder of things they'd like for me to blog, and I don't actually have a contract or an agreement with them saying that I will blog their stuff. Alright, so I drag everything to the ground because there are just things that don't open when you attach HUDs, and when you drag things to the ground, they always work. So I'm just from that era of Second Life, and I just drag things to the ground. So I opened it, and now I'm going to take it, and I have blogging folders for every store that I have that I blog. Every store or group. They have their own separate folder. I've seen people have one blogging folder and everything kind of goes in there, and I just can't keep track of it that way. So I like to have one folder for each store. So this one's going to go straight into Kunglers. Alright, so this is my blogging spreadsheet. This is how I keep track of what I've blogged, what I should blog next, keep everything in a nice rotation so I'm not oversaturating my blog with anything in particular. Basically, I have the stores over here. I have the date that I last blogged that store. Items to blog. This number thing I'm going to explain in a minute. And then just, I don't know, I have categories for some reason. It's like mainly like if I want to know which hair store I should blog next, like which one, then I can sort by hair over here first and then sort it just by that. So that's why that's over there. And I haven't given either of these columns a name. I don't know why. I've tried lots of different ways to organize my blogging copies in a spreadsheet. I've done a monthly spreadsheet, and that was too much. It was too much. I wanted one spreadsheet, and so I've now used this spreadsheet for years, like years, it just keeps going, and this is what I use. So I just open Kunglers, right? So I go to after I open it, I put it directly into the folder. Then I come over here, and I'm going to write it right here, although I forgot what it was since I'm talking too much. Maria bracelets. So I'm going to write it right here. Usually just one word is good for me. I haven't blogged them yet. Today is the 12th of June, and I am going to blog them tomorrow. I've already done that blog post. I usually work a few days in advance, although I'm only one day in advance right now. But anyway, that's okay. So that's why they're down here lower on my sheet, because they're going to get blogged tomorrow. So put that there. And I go back over here and I delete this. And that was actually no copy. So I don't have anything to delete in here, but if it was here, I would delete it right now, because if not, my objects folder gets crazy. All right, so next is Encore. Yeah, I think everything's there. So I'm gonna take it and put it directly into the right folder immediately. There it goes in my Encore folder. I'm gonna go straight over to my spreadsheet. That was delicious. And I'm going to write it, and it just keeps, you know, in order what I need, what I have blogged. Obviously, when I blog it, I take it off, right? I delete it. So yeah. I come over here and here, let me move this so you can see it. I don't pick that up. Don't pick that up. Delete it. Just get rid of it right there. You don't need that. And go back to my objects folder. And I delete it right there. Done. Done with that. All right, I'm going to do Blueberry next. All right. Copy it to inventory. So my Blueberry folder is how I'd like to have all my blogging folders. So I'm actually going to show you this one. All right, so I have some things down here that I've already blogged, and I haven't put them away yet, which is not good. I try to keep things put away, but it's a goal. It just doesn't always happen. But I do try to. I'm organized. You can see that I am, so that's why I'm doing this topic. But anyway, all right, so I have already blogged this lingerie. I'm going to put it in my BB lingerie folder. This is a swimsuit, so that needs to go in swimsuits. This is a romper, and I did already blog it, so there we go. All right, so basically, when I put something into my blogging folder, it goes to the bottom, because these are all the things that I've already blogged, and they are organized by what it is. All right, so, you know, all my dresses, jackets, all my Blueberry jeans, everything. So they're all here so that if I, in another post, oh, you know what, I need some jeans, I'm going to go right here and find some jeans to go with another top that I'm trying to blog or whatever, you know, and that's, you know, re-wear a favorite or something of that sort. So this is what I just put in this folder, and this is their tops. And so after I blog them, they're going to go in that folder, but they're not going to go there until I blog them. So they're going to stay here, the bottom of my blogger folder. All right, so anyway, that's my blogger folder. That's what it looks like inside. I have one for each store that I blog. All right, so I'm going to go over to my spreadsheet, and I'm going to go to Blueberry, which I think I need to blog them so they're way up at the top. All right, and I'm going to put Ace, because that's the next one that I need to blog. And they are fourth in line for needing to be blogged, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. All right, I'm going to get to that. I've done this spreadsheet a lot of different ways, and I finally found a way that just flows for me. Go back into your objects folder, delete what you just did, and then you're done. Okay. Oh, well, take out your trash. Bye-bye. There you go. Now you're done. All right, so now let's go back over and look at my spreadsheet so you can see how I use it. All right, we're back over to my spreadsheet. All right, so I have done a new blog. I haven't posted it yet, but I have done it. These are the ones that I am, you know, my things I'm blogging. So it's going to get posted soon, but not yet. But I'm ready to change it on my spreadsheet. So, okay, I've blogged something. It's done. It's ready. I blogged Eudora 3D. They're going to get blogged tomorrow, so I changed the date of when it's last blogged. I take the order number off, and I'm going to explain this as I do this. I think you're going to understand this order number, hopefully, when I get done. I've tried a lot of ways. I thought, oh, you know what? I can just, this would be enough, the date of last blog. But it wasn't enough. And the reason was sometimes I have stores on my list where I have nothing to blog. They haven't sent anything to for me to blog. So other stores that even though their date is later, they need to be blogged before a store whose date of last blog was you know, earlier, just because they have items for me to blog and the other store doesn't. So that's why that didn't work, doing it with just that. So I created this order thing, and this is really, this right here has kept me straight. All right, so, and then I go in here and take off what I blogged. I blogged Nina. Kunglers I blogged. So I change the date. I take off what I blogged. And I take this number off. And I blogged Kathleen's. And you can see those two were up here in my, they need to get blogged next kind of list. And Kathleen's, I did just blog them, but I blogged them again. She sent out about, I don't know, 5 or 6 things though, all at once. So, you know, and lots of them were time sensitive because they're in events that are only lasting like, you know, 2 weeks or something. So sometimes that's just the way that has to be. All right. So, and I take the number off. All right. Then all right, I moved it up a little so you can see. I call it Kirsten's Blogger Duties. All right, and I go to Data, Sort my sheet by, and I'm in column D. This is my order list. By column D, it's going to put everything I just blogged at the down here because I just blogged them. And I go up and just change my numbers. Just in order. This now needs to become a 3. 5, 5, 5. And everything I just blogged is going to become 10. All right, so let's say that, all right, so down here, if I have nothing to blog for them, I say Z none, and the reason I do that is Z is the last letter of the alphabet, so if I ever, you know, just leaves them, helps me to keep them down here if I don't need to blog them. All right, so let's say that Pinkfield puts out a new skin tomorrow and sends it out as a blogger copy. All right, and I need to add, you know, whatever it is, new skin here. And I go look, okay, 529. So I go look, and that's going to bump that above everything except the first 2. So that's going to make that number 3. So I would make this number 3, and I would sort it by that column to shoot it up there. All right, and then I'd make that number 4. 5, and so on, and change everything, and then sort it again by this order category to stick something in that I'd gotten. It moves way up the line, even though I just got it, and I got some of these other things earlier because I blogged them more recently. You know, and I may or may not keep that order, but that's just the way I keep my order. I want it to be done based on, you know, a nice rotation on my blog. I don't want to oversaturate with things if I can help it. And at the same time, I want to get everything blogged as much as I possibly can, meet my requirements, and then go above that almost always every month. And this just is my best way of doing that, basically. So I'm going to undo what I just did there. Because unfortunately that did not happen tomorrow yet. But anyway, all right, so that's how I use my blog. If I wanted to see, how many, or I wanted to find, like, let's say I've got an outfit put together. All I need are shoes. So I'm going to sort by my categories column here and look at my shoes, and the first one is Encore. So that's the one I need to see if that goes with my outfit first. If not, then I would go down my list here at my shoes. 8 shoe stores. I like shoes. So that's a good thing that I blog for 8 shoe stores. So anyway, yeah, that's how I use that category every once in a while. For the most part, though, I just keep it. This order one is how everything keeps going. I didn't have this column, when I first started doing spreadsheets for my blog. And the things that didn't have Blogger copies kept messing me up. How do I keep this in order? Like, it makes it look like I need to blog this next because, I haven't blogged it, since Shoe Fair, which was when the last time Laval put out shoes. So that would be way up here, but she hasn't put anything else out, so I don't have anything to blog from her right now. That's why these, if I don't have anything to blog for them, they don't get numbers in my order column. And if they don't have a number in my order column, they're not going to shoot up here and be in my order when I open my spreadsheet up and say, okay, what do I need to blog next? My order really keeps everything in order for me. And so this is how I keep track of the stores that I have an agreement with, and I've said I will blog you. I have applied or whatever, and I have agreed to something and said I will do it. My individual stores. I've already blogged how I do my events, so that's in another video. If you've missed that one, you might want to go look at that one too if you need help organizing your event copies. But anyway, this was how I organize my individual store Blogger copies, starting from Second Life, when I get them in my objects folder, and how I organize them in my Blogger copy folder, which I think this is hugely important to keep this up. Keep this up and keep your Blogger folders in order and organized. And how that translates over to this spreadsheet. As I use those Blogger folders, as I open those things up, the items come over here onto my spreadsheet. If they're not already in my order, they move from down here back up into my order and get a number of when they need to be blogged next. And it keeps everything in order. So the only thing missing from this is, how do I tell how many times I've blogged something and have I met my requirements for that blogger, for blogging that store, basically. All right. So here's how I do that. I don't do that on my spreadsheet. My spreadsheet just keeps me in track of what I need to blog. I actually do that with my blog. This is how I keep track of it. I have a drop-down list of all of the stores that I blog for and events that I blog for, and I use this every month to track where I'm at. How many times have I blogged you this month? So let's go to Blueberry. All right. So in June, I've only blogged them once so far, but let's see, I'm supposed to blog them 3 times a month. That's my requirement. That's what I've said I will be doing. So in May, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 posts. So I did 5 posts with Blueberry items in them in May, and it was very easy for me to see because I just searched organized my blog by Blueberry. If you are a blogger manager and you want to come check my blog, this is the easiest way to do it. Find the store that you are the manager for and click on it, and it easily sorts my blog into your store so you can see how many times I've blogged it that month. But this is how I do it, and it works pretty well for me. All right, so those are the essentials. You need a way for you to get the items from the objects folder into an organized space in your actual inventory. You need to keep track of what's in your inventory and when you got it and that sort of thing, and that's what the spreadsheet's for. You need to have some sort of a way to tell who you need to be blogging next. And then you need to have a way to tell if you're meeting your obligations. So that's, you know, to tell how many times you've blogged them easily and simply on your store. I mean, you obviously can, you know, have your label list and look at it through your labels as well. I find this just to be really easy. I like that all of my the people that I officially blog for are all in one place. It makes it easy for me. It makes it easier for blog managers. It makes it easier for people coming to my blog. You know, if they just want to see what I've blogged from Wasabi Pills hair. They want to see what's the new hair from Wasabi Pills. All right, well, that one's not new. That one's old. But, you know, there's the new one that's at the chapter 4. And so all you're going to see when you do that is Wasabi Pills hair. That's all you're going to see when you sort my blog by a certain designer. All right. So if you have those things in place, you may do them differently. I think but those are the things that you need to have in place to keep yourself organized, to keep yourself sane, so you don't miss blogging things that you need to be blogging, so you don't oversaturate your blog with one particular thing. That's not good for you or the designer. Either one, that's not good for either person. You want a healthy dose of that designer's work on your blog, not an overdose. I hope you found something in there that will make your blogging life easier. Subscribe to my channel, my YouTube channel. If you would, that would be awesome. There should be a button now for you to click right about here. Subscribe to that YouTube channel. Click that button. Yay! All right, thanks. Have a great day, everybody.